Hello everyone, today I will start to introduce the third chapter, DGUS Tool. Meaning for the convenience of the content in the following chapters, in order to make everyone more proficient in the use of this software, this chapter mainly introduces the DGUS Tool. This software is a green software developed by DWIN, which is free of installation. The latest software downloading has been provided to everyone. This explanation is supplemented by documentation and many videos. And the video will explain more clear. Below is the initial interface of the software. First, double-click the software. You can see the initial interface of the software. Here there is a new project and open software case. The following is the history of the opened project. Meaning this one. There are a total of 8 tools. I mainly introduce 3 tools there. There were word bank generating, GUI word library generator, and network communication. The other 5 can find the entrance in other places, but these 3 can only find the entrance in the initial interface. Open the zero word bank generating. The ask code is generated here. You can choose the font you want here. This tool will generate every size of the ask code character set from 4x8 to 64x128. And the final generated the font library. The file will be placed in the installation directory of the DGUS Tool software. I have generated the font. We open the location of the file, and then we can see that the generated font library has been placed in the software directory. The second tool, Green Word Library Generator. It is used to generate a grayscale font library. The so-called grayscale here means anti-aliasing. If you want a beautiful interface, it is better to use a gray word library. The disadvantage is that it takes up a lot of space and also only supports ASCII-encoded characters. You can choose to generate only mathematical characters and remove some unnecessary characters to reduce the size of the font library. The anti-aliased value is 4 times the non-anti-aliased value. Let's open it and see. There are many font sizes. Many are opened by default. We can choose the font size and font we want. Just check it. The third tool, network communication. DWIN screen has a built-in Wi-Fi module interface which can be directly connected to DWIN cloud platform, and you can use this tool to set some network parameters. Here is the interface of the network communication platform. DWIN screen also supports Chinese display, but it needs to generate a Chinese character library through another tool. This tool can generate Chinese characters, Korean, Arabic, etc. Just need to know the corresponding font code range. This tool is for education use only, not for commercial use. Next, let's introduce the menu bar at the top of the DGUS tool. The control under the field is very easy to understand. Close is to close the current project, not to close the software. Generate is to generate output files and is very important. Comment is the sum of all control comments and are displayed in the form of icons. The controls in the DWIN tool are divided into two categories, display controls and touch controls. The display is mainly used for displaying pictures and data, and the touch is mainly used for interaction. As for the function of each of the following controls and how to use them, you can open the Application Development Guide to learn and understand. Let's open a project to see a viewing control below the display. The global tag is used to review the VP and SP address occupied in the GUI project, so that everyone has a clear understanding of the address distribution. The review from current page is equivalent to an emulator. You can only review some touch and display control effects, and you can see the effects after the code is downloaded to the screen. Can be used as a reference. Review from first page. When there are many interfaces, you can display from the first page. The resolution setting in the settings is used to set the background image in the software. The DWIN tool is an entry point for some tools and is very important. ICL tool is used to generate background image ICL or icon ICL file. CFG edit is used to modify CFG file or generate CFG file. DWIN download is used to download 13, 14, 22 files. Each control is described here. Next, I will introduce the key routine design of this chapter to you. We will use the gray word library generator on the DWIN tool to generate a 24-size anti-aliasing ASCII font library. And then use the GI3 font library generation tool to generate a GPK encoded 24-size Chinese character library. And then we add only one startup interface to the DWIN tool. The background image of this interface is a blank picture. And then add two text display controls to this interface. The first one is to display the Chinese character through C51 code, and the second is to display each Chinese character in the GPK Chinese character library. Next, I will introduce the GUI interface to you. About how to create a GUI project, it has been introduced to you in the second chapter. So I will not repeat the creating process for you here. First, add a startup interface to the DWIN tool, and then add two text display controls to the startup interface, as shown below. First, create a folder named Code on the desktop. And then add two subfolders named C51 and GUI. Add a folder named Template. Then open the software. Select New. Select a resolution and select the file path. Click OK. Now we need to add an interface. Create an interface through the joining tool. Select the size of 418 x 272. Click Save. Select a file path. named 0. Select the JPEG format and click Save. After adding it in, we add 2 text display controls. For the first control, we display the fixed text content through the C51 code. Select Text Display Control and set the corresponding parameters. Here we set the VP address to 2000. The VP address is from 1000 to 4F, and 40 to 1FFF is a system variable. Select GBK as the encoding mode. The difference between GB2312 and GBK encoding is that both can display Chinese characters, but GBK contains more Chinese characters than GB2312. The text length is 100. One Chinese character is equal to 2 bytes. Font 0 is to use the ASC font location. Font 1 is to use the non-ASC font location. The initial value is input to DWIN technology in Chinese. Click Save and Generate. Next, create the gray word generate. Select the font size we need and remove the unnecessary ones. Click Generate Font. Put it directly into the DWIN set here. After the gray word library is generated, we also need to generate a Chinese character library. Double-click to open the software. Because I have generated before, so I won't generate it here. Then put the Chinese character library to the DWIN set folder. Then download the folder to the screen. We can see that the text has been displayed on the screen. Then add a text display control to display the Chinese character library cyclically. Also set the corresponding parameters. The text length here we set 4. A Chinese character occupies 2 bytes, and the text content should be followed by an end tag, occupying 2 bytes. So the character length here is 4. Then we click Save and Generate. Next, start writing code. The code I have written in advance can be used directly. Compiling the code, you can see there is no errors and warnings. Download the code through Download for 8051. You can see a garbled character behind the Chinese character. Why is this? As we said before, Chinese characters should be followed by an end tag. So we add an tag behind the Chinese character. Compiling it, and then download the code through Download for 8051. You can see that the font has been displayed normally and the English letters are not jagged. Next, we need to make the second text loop through the test. This code I have also written in advance. You can use it directly. Compiling the code, there is no warnings and no errors. Then, download the code through download for 8051. It can be seen that Chinese characters are displayed in an automatic circle. So this chapter is over. Thank you for watching.